Copeland and Cage, as Copeland's liking to call them, CNC, which I don't hate that.
CNC, that works, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, especially for those guys. Like CNC things, I think the 90s, which, them.
Yep. Yeah, it fits. I don't know why we didn't think of it. We kept saying, like, I even was like, look, I'm going to call him ENC for a while so I can get through the story. And then, CNC. Why it didn't hit that it's CNC. Yeah, it's CNC.
Yep. So they come out and they talk about how, first off, they were able to resolve, I guess, air quotes, the Christian dilemma by at Forbidden Door. They beat Killswitch and Kip Sabian. And then they turned their attention to Adam Copeland's issue with FTR. And they are like, you guys are fucking bitches, all this stuff, right? That then leads FTR to come out. And we're getting back and forth. What we end up getting is at the next pay-per-view in Toronto, All Out, we are going to get CNC, Copeland and Christian, versus FTR in a tag match. Now, I think the funnest part of this that we'll talk about was Christian had the microphone, because this is really the first time he's addressing FTR in the AEW sphere. Obviously, probably, we know that they're friends, but like in the AEW sphere, this is the first time that they've interacted. And he starts instantly with his, Dax, I understood you had a father.
Which is great, because Dax has been the family guy the whole time too, right?
Yeah,
like, I mean, they both have families, but he's always the one who's like, my daughter, and I do this for my family.
And so Copeland's like, wait a minute. We're not going to be assholes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And then the crowd was like, no, we want to hear it. And to his credit, he goes, you guys are sickos, fine. And he hands him the mic. And Christian kind of just goes, yeah, and they're dead bitches or whatever.
That bitch is dead.
Yeah, that bitch is dead. Yeah. And then that's how we get it. So I think it was all good. But again, the kind of thing that comes out of this.
But I like how FTR was fun too when he started, because he was like, we had this happen at the thing, and he was like, and now I want the person responsible, the referee, and he's like, I heard your family's here, right? And he's like, what if you had to tell them that you failed because of an absolute moron at your job, right? And he's like, because that's what I had to tell them. He's like, that's what I had to do. I like that. Yeah, they're good in this heel run. I'm gonna give them that. They're doing better than I would have thought, right? Like they're punchable face assholes, right? When they really want to be.
And Stokely is just doing everything great. Because when, in this example, when Dax is the one that's taking the microphone and being like, I'm going to run down this referee, Stokely is moping around because he wanted to be the manager of the champions, which at Forbidden Door, they end up losing. We get new champions, Bandito, and Brody King, which was interesting. And we'll talk about the Hurt Syndicate and what they did later on in the episode. But apparently, and I didn't catch this, the wrong guy was pinned. So maybe, technically, they didn't actually lose the match. So we'll see what happens on that part. But again, at All Out, we're going to get Christian. We're going to get Copeland.
Sounds like they get a rematch
FTR.
at Collision that CNC fucks up also for them and then cements the CNC. Yeah.
I will say that feels the most right for this story, because the four of them are such WWE brained storytellers. Not to say that anything's bad about them, but that is a classic WWE thing.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Right. And so we'll just put a little twist and, add the dead dad thing or something like that, and we're good to go. So I agree. That probably most likely will happen.
I like that we're not going to abandon, at least right now, the Christian being a fucking, like a conceited prick and insulting your dead fathers. That, like, I like this when we can do that. When a character doesn't change who they are, we just now are cheering them, right? Like, we're cheering the shitty things they do. I like when you can do that well, and they do it well. And
I like that Copeland is not naive to it either, right? He's like, hey, come on, get better. And Christian's like, no. And he's like, but I kind of think you are, so fine, fuck it, whatever. Because I do think that there's this thing with Copeland.
He likes it, but he just thinks we're not supposed to do that now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, because Copeland is just as much of an asshole as Christian has, which we've seen in his entire career. Yeah. All right, so let's keep it moving. We first get our first matchup of the night, and it is the former AEW champion, Jon Moxley, leader of the Death Riders, versus I don't know, storyless Daniel Garcia just walking out in red pants now, red underwear.
I've got an idea for that. But before we continue on this, I did have
Yeah.
an idea that FTR,
Hmm.
before we leave them, for the like once we get through this, they need to take a couple weeks, and the storyline being that they're trying to train and help Stokely on how to get hose. You know what I mean? Like we've got to have a couple weeks of them trying and failing massively of getting Stokely to learn how to get hose.
Hmm.
It's gonna be comedy gold. But anyway, back to this.
I agree. But then yeah, I do. Anyhow, yeah, we'll get to this.